Once, there was a boy who was told his dreams were too big for someone like him. He didn't live in a city, he didn't have connections, he didn't have money. He lived in a small village where the roads were unpaved, the nights were dark, and the only thing louder than the silence was everyone telling him to stop dreaming. This is his story. His name was Daniel. He grew up in a tiny village in rural America, the kind of place where everybody knew everybody and nobody ever left. His house had 3 rooms. His family shared one table, one dream, just to survive. Every morning, Daniel walked 2 miles to school. No bus, no car, just his worn-out shoes and a backpack with broken straps. At school, he wasn't the smartest kid. He wasn't the fastest. He sat in the back of the class, quiet, watching, always thinking. One day, his teacher handed back a test. Daniel had failed. Again. The teacher looked at him and said, in front of the whole class, "Some people are just not built for success, Daniel." The class laughed. Daniel didn't cry. He didn't shout. He just looked down at that paper and made a silent promise to himself. One day, I will show you. When Daniel was 16, he told his father he wanted to go to college. His father loved him, but his father was tired. Tired from years of working fields, carrying weight, and watching dreams die. He put his hand on Daniel's shoulder and said softly, "Son, people like us don't go to college. We work. That's our life." Those words hit Daniel like a punch to the chest. He went to his room that night, sat in the dark, and asked himself, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm fooling myself. For weeks, he did nothing. He felt invisible, worthless, like a plant trying to grow in concrete. His cousins laughed at his notebooks full of ideas. His neighbors said, "Who does he think he is?" His own friends stopped calling him because being around someone with big dreams made them uncomfortable. He was completely alone. But here's the thing about being alone. Sometimes, silence is where your strength is born. One night, Daniel couldn't sleep. He walked outside and sat under the sky, millions of stars above that tiny village. And he thought, every single one of those stars is impossible to reach, but they're still there, still burning, still shining, even when no one is looking. That night, something shifted inside him. He woke up the next morning at 5 a.m. He started reading every book he could find. He studied after everyone went to sleep. He wrote letters to colleges, not 1, not 5, but 23 colleges. He got rejected from 22, but 1 said yes. 1 small scholarship, 1 chance, 1 door, barely open. And Daniel ran through it. College was not easy. He worked nights at a gas station to pay for food. He wore the same 2 shirts for a year. Some nights he studied until 3 a.m. and worked at 6 a.m. There were moments he wanted to quit. There was one night, sitting in a cold dorm room, exhausted, hungry, alone, he held his phone and almost called home to say, "You were right, I'm coming back." But then he thought about that teacher. He thought about the laughter. He thought about that silent promise he made to himself as a little boy in the back of that classroom, and he put the phone down. "Not yet," he said. "Not yet." 4 years later, Daniel walked across a stage in a cap and gown. First in his family, first from his village. He called his father that night. His father, the man who said, "People like us don't go to college," couldn't speak. He just cried. And in those tears, Daniel heard everything his father never knew how to say. "I'm sorry. I was scared. I'm so proud of you. You did what I was afraid to dream." Here's what Daniel's story teaches us. The people who doubt you are often just afraid of what's possible. Your village doesn't define you. Your past doesn't define you. Someone else's fear of your potential does not define you. The only question is, will you make that same silent promise to yourself? Because the world doesn't need more people who play it safe. It needs more people like Daniel. It needs you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because someone out there needs to hear this today.